Baba, mimi nataka waziri wa fedha wa kwanza wa kutoka Nyanza, mimi na wewe tupatie nafasi hiyo. Baba akanipatia huyu mungwana anaitwa Nyang, huyu John Mbadi. Leo I am very proud that Baba and I made the decision to have John Mbadi as the Minister of Finance of Kenya. Today, inflation has come down to 4% from 9.6%. Exchange rate has come down from 165 to 129. Today, our inflation, I have said, exchange rate, our interest rates have come down, and Kenya is now the 6th largest economy in the world, in Africa. This man, John Mbadi, anatosha ama atoshi?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, there is one thing that is currently happening in ODM party. We have seen ODM party trying to restructure itself in a matter that will front a united front to the people of the Republic of Kenya, and more so to the people of the Luo Nyanza region after the death of Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. But according to what we have actually seen, there is a certain conclusion that I have come into agreement with. And I will date back to the clip that I have begun with. The speech of President William Ruto during the burial of Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, where William Ruto, directly endorsed the Cabinet Secretary of Treasury, John Mbadi, as a person that is able to carry the mantle of the people of the Luo Nyanza as its kingpin after the death of Raila Amolo Odinga. I mean, it was something that many didn't take into consideration, but William Ruto actually was stepping on the legacy of Raila Amolo Odinga by announcing a possible kingpin of the Luo Nyanza people at the funeral of Raila Amolo Odinga. Now, apart from John Mbadi, you all have seen a certain camaraderie that has been displayed by the Omabay Senate, the Omabay governor, Gladys Wanga. Gladys Wanga, after the statement that was delivered by one Mutai Kaiga about the death of Raila Amolo Odinga, the following morning, she woke up to give a state of the address. A state address where she addressed the nation as the spokesperson of the Luo Nyanza people. There's one thing. A battle is currently brewing within the Luo Nyanza region. Babu Owino, when Raila died, every Kenyan on social media, 90% of the Kenyans on social media endorsed Babu Owino and actually called for the Luo elders to install Babu Owino as the Luo Nyanza region spokesperson so that he would take up after Baba Raila Amolo Odinga. But Babu Owino is an underdog in the ODM party. There are names that are high there on the ranks of the ODM party. And those are people like Gladys Wanga. Those are people like John Mbadi, Opiyo Wandayi, James Orengo. Yes. Now, the others are not fighting for the kingpinship of the Luo Nyanza, but two are fighting for it against Babu Owino. That is Gladys Wanga and John Mbadi. Gladys Wanga has a point to prove. John Mbadi has a point to prove. And all they are doing is in contest of who will be picked by Ruto as his running mate in the 2027 general election. It seems for William Ruto himself, he has actually picked John Mbadi in his mind as the person that deserves to lead the people of Luo Nyanza after the exit of Raila Amolo Odinga. But Gladys Wanga was the favorite to Raila Amolo Odinga and also to other leaders within the ODM party, because she has displayed, I mean, some politics that these people can actually relate with. And that is why Gladys Wanga, anything that is going to happen as of right now, she is going to defend William Ruto with all her mind, with all her heart, with all her body. She will use every tool at her disposal. Her power within ODM, she will use it. The attacks that she is going to lead against Rigathi Gachagua are going to be so detrimental, because she wants to please William Ruto. The battle within ODM for taking up the role of Raila Amolo Odinga is not only between Babu Owino. Even Babu Owino is not in the picture. There are two people that are fighting for this seat, and that is Gladys Wanga and John Mbadi. And that is why, if you realize, it seems these people currently, they have some certain political differences, but they cannot display it in public. They try to embrace each other, but they are not together. They are fighting within themselves. The two of them, they are fighting for the throne of Baba Raila Amolo Odinga. Each of them wants to take up the role as the kingpin of the Luo Nyanza region. But one thing will happen. I see Babu Owino coming up with a new political party. And this political party that Babu Owino is going to launch will walk in between Gladys Wanga and John Mbadi and sweep off the Luo Nyanza region from their feet and takes up the popular part in the Luo Nyanza region. And if it does, then ODM will become a non-factor. If ODM is a non-factor, who will actually be the kingpin of the Luo Nyanza? It will be Babu Owino. Gladys Wanga, currently, she has been given this order that for her to please William Ruto and to actually be sure of securing a spot as the running mate of William Ruto in 2027, she has to lead attacks against the Kikuyu leaders. She has to lead attacks against Mulima. She has to make sure the whole country realizes it's the 41 against 1. It's the whole nation against the Kikuyu community. And that is what you saw her do during as the ODM press against one Mutahi Kahiga's sentiments, where she even went ahead to say that Rigathi Gachagua is not welcomed in Bondo, that Rigathi Gachagua is not welcomed in Kisumu, that Rigathi Gachagua is not welcomed anywhere near Luo Nyanza, which are sentiments that were refuted by the party leader himself, Oburu Odinga, and the rightful heir to the throne of Raila Amolo Odinga, that is his own son, Raila Jr., who said that nobody can stop somebody from coming to mourn Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. Because Raila Amolo Odinga did not belong to you, Gladys Wanga. Raila Amolo Odinga was not your father. Raila Amolo Odinga was not your husband. Raila Amolo Odinga was not your baby daddy. So there is no way you are going to tell people not to come to mourn him. But that is something that Gladys Wanga is executing orders from above, orders from William Ruto. And these orders are to please William Ruto and to ensure, to show William Ruto that I as Gladys Wanga, I am able to deliver if given a role to play as your running mate come the year 2027. Though William Ruto is settled on John Mbadi as his possible running mate come the year 2027, Gladys Wanga will try as much as possible to change William Ruto's mind. Ladies and gentlemen, I would want to know And I would love to know, what is your take on this battle that is currently happening within the ODM between John Mbadi and Gladys Wanga as they fight for the throne of Raila Amolo Odinga? Leave your comment on the comment section. See you in our next video. This is the Kenyan Daily Report.